So before Toby jumps on here, I wanted to tell you guys a quick story about how to do these type of interviews to do like some cross promotion stuff. I love Toby. We don't know each other in real life. We've never met in person, even though we both live in Santa Barbara. We just connected on Facebook through our various, 2 degrees of Santa Barbara connections. But we're both kind of doing the same thing in terms of empowering women to present themselves, to be more visible, and how to be really confident doing that. So I asked her to come in and give us a few of her best tips about how to really build up that confidence and charisma based on her 25 years of being a business owner, of being a retail magnate, of being a salon and spa owner, of having her own product line, right? She's been a businesswoman for a long time. And what is so inspiring about her to me is how not only willing but excited she is to pivot. So hopefully she'll tell a little bit of her story, but she went from being a salon owner for decades to immediately transferring her skills online once the lockdown started. And that is the type of business acumen that I so admire, and that's why I wanted to bring her in here to talk to you guys about confidence. um, so we're both really Vata. I'm going through a Vata phase right now in my life, which if you don't know what that means, that's a dosha in the Ayurvedic world. There are 3 doshas, or kind of, they're kind of ways of understanding the different energies in your body. So there's Vata, which is kind of like that head in the cloud energy. There's Pitta, which is like that type A, like get it done. And then there's Kapha, you can pronounce it both ways, which is that really grounded, earthy energy. And all of us have all 3 of those energies flowing through us, but they can shift around and they can get imbalanced. And so, especially when I hang out with Vatas, the Vata energy tends to expand a lot. So what that means is that we had a lot of misunderstandings coming to create this interview process, where the first time we scheduled it, I thought we were doing the recording, and she didn't realize that. And I wish I had saved that recording, because there are some hilarious moments, not least of which is that she looks incredible. She's really beautiful, as you'll see. But she, as soon as she found out, like, oh, this was supposed to be the interview, which we'd been talking for like a half an hour at that point, she was like, no. I just got out of bed. Like, this is not my look. And I also had probably just gotten out of bed. And I was like, oh, because the first thought I had was how beautiful you look. And she was like, no. I have a whole background. Like, no, there's a whole presentation. And I had to respect that. And so what I realized, like, is she was actually doing the really professional thing of doing the pre-interview before the interview. And I always just skip straight to the interview. So it was such a learning moment for me in terms of, like, actually it makes a lot of sense to do a pre-interview. But at the same time, there's some value to how I've been doing it in the past, of just going in there, getting it done, and then walking away from it. So we're going to be able to see the difference here. Toby's, I'm going to let her in just a second. But I will say that I was inspired by her to put a little bit more effort into how I look today. I'm wearing a little bit of makeup. But you can still see my hat mark from my golf game this morning. Okay, I'm going to go plug my computer in. I'm going to go let Toby in, and I'll be back in just a second. So I'm here with Toby, who is a beauty and confidence coach. And I gave you guys a little bit of the backstory in the intro, but I want to emphasize that what Toby does is she inspires women and teaches and guides them on uniting your inner and outer beauty, so that when you present yourself to the world, when you're trying to market your offerings, you do it with that charisma, with that confidence. And she does this in a number of ways. And I brought her on here to talk to you guys about her favorite tips and tricks for getting yourself ready to get on camera and for unleashing your confidence onto the world. Thanks for meeting with us, Toby.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
What are your favorite kind of rituals for getting ready for going on camera?
Yes. Okay. So it is important, like what you just said, to get ready to go on camera. So you want your look and your feel and your energy to match the topic of your video. Or if you're doing an interview, you want to show up in that way of how you want your interview to come across. It's, professional, polished, put together. So you don't want to show up in your PJs, at least from the from the waist up, It's okay. What's going on down below? So you want to get ready for the day. And I've been talking about this concept of, well, it's trending, right? I think it's been trending for years, of our morning routines. What's your morning routine? What's your morning ritual? And I've been talking about this topic of like adding beauty into your morning ritual. Like, don't forget to get ready for your day, and with a little bit more intention and more purpose, just like what you do with everything else in that morning routine and that sacred practice morning ritual. So get ready for your interview. So get ready for your live video. If you are out and about and it's more of an athletic, sporty in nature, even just up leveling your hat that you're wearing, like, just like something really cute and eye catching, or your yoga top or whatever. So you can still be casual and be makeup free and all that. But if you really are trying to get a message across of your business and you're wanting to connect, then, show up looking good, show up with confidence through just having your hair done, maybe putting a lip gloss on, or if you do makeup, you look fabulous today, honey. And I love your shoulders and everything you're showing. I love that. I need to take mine off. I need to show some more. And this is a great idea. Actually, this is a great example of, I just have a plain white tank top on, just a plain white tank top, and just making it quick and easy, because I'm all about simplified beauty. So I just threw on a really pretty, like, turquoise, and this is my brand color too, a little, like, it's a poncho. I can turn it into a scarf. Oh, look, I can show a little bit more shoulder because you're showing some, so I'm going to join you. And so something that you can just put on really simply, and have your hair done, your makeup done, to match the vibe of your video. And you can do it really, like, I took 30 minutes to get ready today. This is full makeup for me. And the other day I didn't show up with much on, and and then just a couple curls on the hair, and I'm good to go. And this is not a very done up hairstyle for me. Or you could, put a rose in it, or whatever, to decorate it up. So get ready, like, add beauty and self-care, beauty related self-care, more than just putting on the nearest outfit on, or just brushing your teeth. Like, really get ready for your interview, because it just builds instant confidence. And whoever's watching out there will notice. It will slow the scroll. They will, especially if you really don't dress up for your videos, or you don't normally wear a lipstick or mascara that will make your eyes pop more, or a flashy earring, like, it'll get their attention just like that. So make sure you show up looking good.
So what would you say is the bare minimum? Okay, you're gonna go live, but for some reason you only have like 10 minutes. What would you say is, like, what's gonna have the biggest impact to make you really pop on camera?
Okay, so if you only have 10 minutes to get ready, then it really isn't a video that you have prepped for, or that you're going to do, or maybe you are busy and you got a lot going on. But if it's an interview, I really want you to take more time to really get ready. And getting ready visually, your physical appearance, it needs to go in just like you're getting ready for the questions, and to get into the mindset. It's all a ritual to get ready, and you want to show up looking great. You want to look like the expert that you are. Now, we've talked about this before. If you are a more organic, granola, earthy, maybe you have like an organic farm that you teach farming practices. I have a client that does that. It's amazing. She actually grows the vegetables. You might know her because we're both in Santa Barbara. And but she's starting to kind of teach what she does. Like, well, that would be kind of ridiculous if she showed up, full makeup, crazy, like, styled hair, and she's in one of her gardens teaching something. Now, if she's doing an interview and she has a more set, like, type background, and she's interviewing someone, then maybe she wants to kind of look a little bit more polished, but she doesn't have to go crazy. So it needs to match your brand. If you are a coach, like, who's primarily in your audience? Who's your audience? Who's your audience, Morgan?
So, I mean, my audience ranges, as everyone does. You know, I'm going to say the thing I tell people not to say, which is that I work with everyone. No, but I would say that the core of my niche, according to my market demographic, from my insights on Facebook and Instagram, is female between 25 and 36.
Right. And so, and let's say if they are a coach, and I know that you work with a lot of yoga professionals, and so we are in our yoga gear, you know, it's like, well, but a cute like bun with a little hair accessory and some like flashier earrings would really up level your appearance and just create that spark more. So yeah, it's so with 10 minutes, so you can do that in 10 minutes, right? You can actually literally, like, you know, put the earrings on, a little swipe of lip gloss, and pick out a cuter top that draws a little bit more attention, but most importantly, that draws out your confidence even more. I mean, when I have a brand new top, I'm like, woo, this feels good, you know? So put that on, like, go into your closet and pick out your best outfits, your best tops, you know, and, you know, get prepared if you need help with that. For me, this is like my go-to. Like, you know, like this is morning, this is early right at the time of this recording, sort of. And, you know, and I, you know, and so I just did something that was quick and easy in terms of dress, but I put all my effort into my makeup because I'm going to do a lot of videos after this. So I'm batching and going to do some more interviews and meetings. So it just depends on what you've got going on.
Yeah, I love what you said about the fact that you chose this color because it's your brand color. That is so important, especially if you're going the Instagram route, is to be recognizable for the shades and the tone and the colors of your brand. It makes a big difference in terms of the familiarity and the trust that you build with people. If they can recognize you and they see kind of that familiar, doesn't always have to be the same outfit. But the other thing I wanted to say as a money tip is if you buy something specifically to film, it's a tax write-off. So I'm not giving you permission to shop, but there may be, you know, save those receipts if you do have to buy something.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that can go for your hair accessories and your makeup as well. Like, this is all for a brand shoot, and you itemize it, you document it. It's for a brand shoot for my, you know, my business.
Your business. Yeah.
I love that.
So talk about batch filming, because one of the tips that really got my attention when I was in your groups is you started styling your hair all differently and then saying, this is how you can film back-to-back videos just in one sitting. And I was just like mind blown. What a genius.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. You know what? If you just give me, it's right here. It's not, let me just 2 seconds. I know this is probably not the best, but this is a challenge and we're teaching people, right? And so, okay, so this is what Morgan's talking about. So we're gonna see, I'm back. See, and you can edit that out if you need to. But okay, so let's talk about. Okay, so what I just told you about the scarf. So I can wear it as a scarf, and I got my white tank top, or I can wear it as a poncho. That's a whole. Doesn't that kind of look different?
Yeah,
it looks different, right? Totally. You know, or you know, even like something like that. I mean, it's the same color, so maybe you don't get away with it too much of it looking too different. But like what you said is that, you know, with my Instagram, if I'm not wearing white, black, or turquoise, it doesn't go on my IG, because my Instagram is really curated on both of my accounts. And I know that now it's not getting, it's kind of going away from that, and there's a little bit of mixture, and that's allowed. But I love it. I still love when I go on into IG and it's all kind of woo, all cohesive. And so, but I know it's okay if you don't. But you know, having that same color is really great. But what you're talking about with your hair is that you can really just kind of change the way that you look. There's one here. I'm just gonna do a tank top so it looks, so you can just gonna
take a whole different day. It's a whole new
take this off. Okay, so and then you can just take this off, and then that's a whole nother look. And then so I can so you can showcase it. Now I can showcase it on this side. Here, let's do another one.
Even just like to the side is like, oh yeah. There's a whole new style there.
And then what I was really showing on that video is using these big strong clips to kind of get your hair out of the way, and it stays like that. And you know, you can't see it because that's the beauty of video. You have no idea what's going on back there. And then, you know, maybe you do another one, and then see there's another hairstyle.
Yeah. So
and, you know, and it's, I don't know what's going. It might be cute, but
it's super cute.
More likely it's not, because I just put it back there. You know, and so you know, and so I've just noticed, like, using these big clips. I have a lot of these because of flamenco when we do fiesta here in Santa Barbara. my daughter does flamenco, but just they hold so well. And so, just kind of molding your hair in place with certain accessories creates a whole different look instantly. And
Yeah.
then you can do the batching, and here I have another scarf that I just picked up off the floor my dog was eating. There's another look or whatever,
You keep a few accessories around if you're doing if you want to just film all your content at once and you're just recording these 2 to 5 minute videos, just a scarf and a hair clip, and you can get infinite number of looks from that. You can put it in your hair, right? Yeah.
Right. And like what we were saying, it's okay to look similar because that's part of one of my secrets that I teach, and my tips and my system is to really look on brand from print to your website to the way that you actually show up on video.
Yeah. So Tobey, tell me about your program. How are your offerings working now?
Yeah, so I have a 90-day coaching program, and it's broken up into, I call them salons, but they're levels, but I call them salons. And so you can take one salon at a time, or you can go through the whole program, or if you need to stay in one salon, and we keep repeating that month. And it helps you unite your inner and outer beauty. So we really practice what's going on inside. We kind of get through the blocks of why it's hard for you to get on camera or why you have that camera shy. And so we get rid of all those limiting beliefs and kind of push through that, and with a lot of soul care, a lot of soul practice. And then we work on the outer beauty. So looking at what we can up level in your hair, or maybe some, I'm also a hairstylist, so some hair consulting, whether you need a new cut, color, or like what we just did, styling tips. We talk about background and lighting, wardrobe, jewelry, makeup, and we craft it all around to what's authentically you, but a more up-leveled experience so that you start to build that instant confidence. And then we go into talking about how we create more influence and more visibility with the power of interviews and live videos and camera and topics, and building out a weekly show and just getting you out there. So, yeah.
Tobey, what I love about your programs is your whole voice and demeanor changes when you start talking about them. And that's how you know they're legit. This is your soul's calling, is bringing out female, feminine charisma. And I love it. But one thing I wanted to ask you about is, you said you kind of work through the blocks. What are the big blocks that you see in most of your clients? Do you see any themes?
I do, actually. Yeah. It's really interesting when I get on a call, and I did a lot of market research around this. When I get on a call, everyone thinks it's engagement. They want to see all the likes and all the comments, and you will. You will start to get the comments when you start to shift everything, but it's amazing how many people watch your video without comments, and then one day they show up in a whole bigger way than that little comment right there. And so so it's all about the engagement and topics and how do I do topics, but when you get really down to it, they just don't like the way they look on camera. And so we get to the root of why, what is that? So there's some fear, there's some insecurities, there's some lack of self-worth. So we talk about that, and then we work on that, and then we work on the outer beauty and a lot of empowerment around wellness. Because some people's well, maybe I'm overweight. And it's there's a lot of people on camera that aren't total in shape. That's what's the beautiful thing about using video, is that there's so many different types of people that are doing live video and interviews. We're not looking at magazines where most of the people are, the model shape, whether they're unhealthy, skinny, or very just beautifully healthy, and so it's there's so much forgiveness in the way that we look on camera and live video and how we show up, because people want to do business with people, and so we don't all have to be this version of perfection. So I say it's not perfection, it's presence. So how can we highlight the things that you do love about yourself, or what can we add that just gives that little bit more spark in the visual appearance, which will start to really draw out that magic inside. So it's really uniting the inner and the outer beauty so you can create your sacred spotlight, and that's authentically you, but just a little, just a little like, woohoo, little upgrade. Who doesn't like a little up leveling? Come on.
Absolutely. We all, I mean, I got my ring light going, right? I'm not doing this with natural lighting. Like, no, of course. I'm
Well, right. I mean, like, and it's hard to do it with the natural lighting because people can't see you and see your eyes, so they can't connect. So yes, we need the lighting, but we also need maybe that spark of color that makes us happy. Those new earrings that, like, you know what it feels like to put something new on and to look good. I mean, we don't all show up at big parties or events or weddings in just our like regular clothes or in our flip flops and just a whatever, I mean, unless it's like it's a very casual barbecue, backyard wedding, maybe, but you're gonna still put a little bit slightly cuter dress on than you normally do, so it's the same thing, just up level a little bit to make that greater impact and allow that space of confidence to come out in such a very easy, immediate way.
And to that point, like, we can't really go to weddings and backyard barbecues right now. So it is fun to kind of put on the makeup every once in a while. So this is a good excuse to kind of do that self-care ritual of just making yourself pop in that little way, because you have to go on camera, because you have to, be able to see your eyes on camera. So you get to kind of scratch that itch, even though we can't really go out into the world.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we are doing it for our business and from, showing up on camera and looking professional, looking great, looking polished, looking like that we are the badass entrepreneur that we are. I mean, people want to do business with leaders and experts but authentic people and people that they relate and connect with. But, you still want to look like you do your job very well, that you can mentor very well, that you can teach very well, or whatever your business may be. And even like when I was talking about the farmer, my farmer friend, I mean, she still comes in and gets her hair colored and it looks great, and she's just really beautiful and just takes care of herself. And so when you see her Instagram and her on her video, I mean, you see a lot of her beauty come through, and her hats are like super cute, it's not like and her plaids that she wears. I mean, it's like it's still a little, like, it still has a style, like she still has style to her, and it makes you connect with her even more, because it's just like, wow, that looks really great.
Because it's all about finding your style, right? Not the style that's mirrored back, but the style that feels really innate and that really expresses your soul in a way that people can connect with it. Whether it's, the full face of makeup and the Real Housewives deal, or whether it's like, I'm in the natural sunlight, maybe I put some lip gloss on, but really what you're seeing is my lifestyle, right? I didn't put this on, because I don't wear it every day. Like, maybe I chose this color because I know it makes my eyes pop, but this is just part of my natural life.
Right. And that's the whole inner beauty part. It's something that just kind of helps draw out that natural magic within you, so it's the inner and outer beauty infusion. So absolutely.
The other thing I really wanted to make a point to bring up, which was a point you brought up in our pre-interview, which was about being willing to improve. So I was wondering, what was it like when you first started going live as often as you did, when you were pivoting earlier this year, your business from the salon spa into the online coaching atmosphere?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've improved so much, and it just takes practice, every single day I did a bunch of lives like daily, just to kind of, I mean, I've done lives for a while, but when I really started to pivot more and really to show up in my groups, and then I realized, like, this is kind of my lane, and interviewing and doing all that. And it gets easier and easier and easier every time you do it. It might take you longer. Everyone is on a different path and has different issues with going live. And that's what we do. We try to work through that and draw it out and offer support and mentorship and guidance along the way. And there's a lot of tips and tricks around that, how to break through that. But practice, like with anything, you get better. Like, you get better and better and better.
Okay, so tell us, do you have any courses coming up, or how can people hire you? Where should they go?
Yeah, you just go to Live Camera Confidence on Facebook, and you can check me out there, or you can join my Facebook group, Confidence Unleashed. That's the best place. But just DM me. You can DM me through my biz page. You can DM me on Instagram at Tobey Ann Terry, but if you join my Confidence Unleashed Facebook group, I'm in there. So there's many ways, and I do take on one-on-one clients. I have a couple spots left. actually I got two spots left. And then I'm going to create a group program that it's going to be amazing. So we're going to do a lot of this, but there's also going to be a mastermind component and a networking component and an interview practice component. So it's going to be really incredible. You're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. It's going to be a weekly session. It's going to be pretty big time. So, so I am taking founder members for that, and then you can kick back with me and wait until I curate it, and we'll get it going. Probably, I would say by October 1st, it'll be going.
Please promote that in my group. That I can like tag at least 5 people off the top of my head who like have been asking for that exact thing. So please promote that in my group.
It's going to be like it's really going to be cool, because it's kind of like what you do at eWomen's Network, and it's kind of like what you do in your mastermind, and then what you do in your group program or a membership. It's going to be a little bit of everything all together. So there'll be trainings, guest speakers, masterminding, accountability partners, and then what I love about is the networking part, so we can get in there and we can promote each other, support each other, collaborate, and what do you need, what can I help you with, and then some interview spotlights. And so
yeah, you really can't emphasize that enough. From everything I've done, from my yoga teacher trainings to the online courses I've done, it's really the community that creates the most value, because learning alongside someone at the same pace, even if their business is totally different, really bonds you together, and you want to support each other and you want to refer people to each other. So even just for that, just for the community, that's so worth it.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun, and a lot of value. So it'll be great.
Thank you so much for your work, using all your knowledge about how to be pretty, to build your inner confidence, and to present yourself online with confidence, knowing that like you deserve to be here and people want to hear your message.
Right.
So thank you, Tobey. It was lovely chatting with you.
Yes, thank you so much.